Christopher Kennedy Lawford, born into the illustrious Kennedy family, led a life marked by both privilege and profound personal struggles. As the son of actor Peter Lawford and Patricia Kennedy, he was immersed in a world of fame and political prominence. However, beneath the surface, Lawford's journey was fraught with challenges that often made headlines. Here are 10 of the most scandalous, shocking, and intriguing facts about his life. Number 1. Turbulent upbringing and personal life. Christopher Lawford was born on March 29, 1955, in Santa Monica, California, into one of America's most prominent families. He was the eldest child of Peter Lawford, a British actor known for his roles in MGM films and as a member of the Rat Pack, and Patricia Kennedy, the sister of President John F. Kennedy. His childhood was overshadowed by his parents' troubled marriage, marked by Peter's alcoholism and infidelity, which culminated in a high-profile divorce in 1966. This instability deeply affected Christopher's sense of security and identity. Christopher married 3 times. His first wife, Jeannie Olsen, was the mother of his 3 children, David, Savannah, and Matthew. After their divorce, he wed Lana Antonova, a Russian actress, but their marriage ended quickly amid personal challenges. His final marriage to Mercedes Miller, a yoga instructor, also ended in separation. Each relationship was marked by personal struggles, reflecting the enduring impact of his turbulent upbringing. Number 2. Early descent into substance abuse. Christopher's addiction journey began at just 12 years old, a strikingly young age. The cultural upheaval of the 1960s, coupled with personal trauma, played a significant role in his early exposure to substances. The assassinations of his uncles, President John F. Kennedy in 1963 and Senator Robert F. Kennedy in 1968, left a deep psychological scar. "The deaths of my uncles left a void I tried to fill with drugs," he later admitted in interviews. What began as experimentation quickly escalated into a 17-year battle with drugs and alcohol. By his late teens, Christopher was fully engulfed in addiction. His privileged upbringing provided access to resources but also enabled secrecy, allowing his dependency to spiral unchecked. Number 3. Arrest for impersonating a doctor. In 1980, Christopher's desperation led to an extraordinary incident in Aspen, Colorado. He was arrested for impersonating a doctor to acquire prescription medications. At the time, his addiction had taken over his life, driving him to extreme measures. The charges were eventually dropped after he agreed to complete probation, but the episode underscored the depths of his struggles. Reflecting on the incident, Christopher later said, "Addiction erases dignity and forces you into the shadows." This arrest became a pivotal moment, highlighting the severity of his addiction and marking the beginning of his journey toward accountability and recovery. Number 4. The tragic death of cousin David Kennedy. Christopher had a close relationship with his cousin, David Kennedy, who shared his battle with substance abuse. David's life was cut tragically short on April 25, 1984, when he died of a heroin overdose in a hotel room in Palm Beach, Florida. David, the 4th of Robert F. Kennedy's 11 children, had long struggled with addiction following the traumatic death of his father. Christopher described this loss as a wake-up call. "David's death was a mirror to my own life," he wrote in his memoir. Deeply shaken, Christopher sought treatment for his addiction and began his journey to sobriety. He later credited David's untimely death as the turning point that saved his own life. Number 5. A career in Hollywood overshadowed by addiction. Despite his connections and talent, Christopher's career in Hollywood was overshadowed by his personal struggles. He appeared in films such as Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines, 2003, and TV shows like General Hospital. While these roles showcased his potential, his off-screen battles with addiction often clouded his professional achievements. Christopher later admitted that his substance abuse hindered his ability to fully commit to acting. "Hollywood is a place of second chances, but I wasted many of mine," he reflected. Ultimately, his Hollywood career became a cautionary tale of unfulfilled promise, highlighting the destructive power of addiction. Number 6. Advocacy and literary pursuits. In 1986, after achieving sobriety, Christopher transformed his life. Drawing on his personal experiences, he became an advocate for recovery and mental health awareness. He authored several books, including the memoir Symptoms of Withdrawal, 2005, which offered a candid look at his battles with addiction and the unique pressures of growing up in the Kennedy dynasty. In his writing, Christopher explored the emotional toll of public life and the personal cost of living in the shadow of greatness. "I wrote to heal, to share, and to let others know they're not alone," he explained. His work resonated with readers, offering an intimate glimpse into the struggles of a man born into privilege but haunted by personal demons. Number 7. Health battles, hepatitis C diagnosis. In 2000, Christopher revealed he had been diagnosed with hepatitis C, a chronic liver disease that he contracted as a result of his years of intravenous drug use. This diagnosis brought new urgency to his advocacy work, as he became a public voice for raising awareness about the disease and its connection to addiction. "It's not just a disease for addicts," he emphasized, advocating for testing and education to destigmatize the condition. Christopher worked with health organizations and appeared at events to promote early testing and treatment options, including newly available antiviral therapies. Hepatitis C, often referred to as a silent epidemic, was a cause Christopher championed, bringing attention to its widespread impact. "My life was almost taken from me twice, first by addiction and then by hepatitis. Advocacy is how I fight back," he wrote in an essay shortly before his death. Number 8. Complex relationship with President John F. Kennedy. As the nephew of President John F. Kennedy, Christopher Lawford had a unique familial connection to the 35th President of the United States. Born in 1955, Christopher was only 8 years old when his uncle was assassinated in 1963. This tragic event had a profound impact on him and his family. Growing up in the shadow of such a significant political figure, Christopher often felt the weight of the Kennedy legacy. In his memoir, Symptoms of Withdrawal, he reflected on the pressures and expectations that came with being part of the Kennedy clan. He described feeling like a second-string Kennedy, overshadowed by his more prominent relatives. This sense of inadequacy contributed to his struggles with substance abuse as he sought to find his own identity within the family. Despite these challenges, Christopher cherished the moments he spent with his uncle and often spoke of the admiration he had for JFK's charisma and leadership. The assassination left a lasting void in his life, influencing his future endeavors and personal battles. Number 9. Almost cast in Sex and the City. In an unexpected twist, Christopher was originally cast for a notable scene in the groundbreaking HBO series Sex and the City, specifically for the show's first sex scene. However, he was replaced before filming began, a decision that remains shrouded in mystery. Whether the change was due to creative differences, scheduling conflicts, or other factors, the incident became a fascinating footnote in his acting career. Though Christopher's role was ultimately recast, the anecdote highlights the unpredictability of his Hollywood endeavors. He later joked about the missed opportunity, acknowledging the show's cultural impact and the irony of his near involvement in a project that became an iconic portrayal of modern relationships. Number 10. Sudden death at 63. On September 4, 2018, Christopher Lawford passed away unexpectedly from a heart attack at the age of 63 while attending a yoga class in Vancouver, Canada. At the time, he was working on opening a recovery center, continuing his lifelong commitment to addiction advocacy. His death came as a shock to his family, friends, and the recovery community, who mourned the loss of a man who had turned his life around and dedicated it to helping others. Christopher left behind 3 children, David, Savannah, and Matthew, and a legacy defined by redemption and advocacy. Christopher's life was proof that second chances are real, and his work saved countless lives, a family spokesperson said in a statement. His unexpected death marked the end of a tumultuous yet impactful life, highlighting the fragility of recovery and the enduring struggle to overcome personal demons.